Hey there, it's John and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over the 10 mods that work so well together that you have to try this. So we're going to be going over the top 10 mods of my choice, but I'm going to kind of give you 11 because one of them you can kind of see here as I'm playing here. I'll go ahead and fly around. Yeah, I've got a shaders going, running in the background. That's not really a mod, but Optifine is. And Optifine is one of my go-tos because it does help a lot with frame drop, and just with all around making the game look that much more impressive. So yeah, it's not really one of my top 10, but I always use it. So it's going to be 0. I don't know. It's going to be our number 1 is going to be Optifine. There you go. And all the mods that I'm going to be talking about are going to have linkies in the description down below. As well as if you want to know how to install mods or install shaders, I'm going to have a link to those videos that I've made in the past down below as well. We're going to go ahead and jump into a mod called Farmer's Delight. And it doesn't sound like anything all that crazy, but it does give you things for like the kitchen here. We got some cabinets, we got a cooking pan, we got a cutting board, a little furnace. Go ahead and hit F1. The furnace doesn't really do anything. It's just always on. The frying pan, you can put food in there and actually cook it. These act as cabinets. This acts kind of like a picture for an item frame. It holds food, like that's holding a piece of cheesecake, I believe. And if we go into our inventory here, and I click on Farmer's Delight, you're going to see all the different blocks that you can get, including all these really cool ways to make signs. They're called canvases, but they're colorful in the background. They have a canvas background, which is really cool. You also get some kitchen knives, different kinds of soil, and all this type of food, bringing a lot more richness to the game. You get some really good, yummy, delicious things that, oh, look at that slice roll, a kelp roll slice, which is like sushi. Oh, there's some salmon roll. Oh, this is fantastic. I didn't even know those were in the game. I love sushi, so this is fantastic, and that does sound really good for lunch, actually. Honestly, fantastic. A bunch of cool options, as well as some kitchen cabinets. I wish they had upper cabinets, but I'll show you an alternative to those in just a minute as well. One of my all-time favorite mods, and I don't know if it's ever changed, quite honestly, is Mystical Agriculture. There are 3 additional mods that you can add to this, but the core element of Mystical Agriculture is probably one of my absolute favorite mods to play in this game. And the fact that they keep updating it to be with the latest version of Minecraft is fantastic. You can grow your own everything. You can grow things like wither skulls and diamonds and emeralds and gold and a bunch of other little elements within the game. I mean, you can here, I'll show you all the different seeds you can get. These are all the different elements, essences you can get from the plants, then making the items that you're looking for. But everything from air and water, they all are specifically tailored to making specific recipes. So these all work for different things. Nether seeds and coal and fish and sheep. You can grow your own sheep. It's crazy. Cows and aluminum and sulfur and so on the line. There's so many options here, and it brings so much depth to the game that it's probably honestly one of my most favorite mods. So much so that I did a mod review on this a while back. It's actually a 2-part mod review because there's so much involved in this. I'll put a linky in the description down below for you guys to check it out. And then you can get armor, like some of the most overpowered armor you've ever seen in this game. Not the most, but some of the most. And then weapons and whatnot. And then you can add augments to it. And what augments are these little things you can add to different pieces of armor and to weapons, making them even more overpowered than they are, like flight. Like right now I'm in creative, obviously, so I can fly, but if I was in survival, I could fly with this chest plate on all by itself, which is fantastic. And you can remove hunger and add jump boost and all kinds of other crazy things. And this is an altar that you need in order to make some different kinds of items, including the augments themselves. So Mystical Agriculture, check it out. One of my favorite mods of all time. Now, let's say you have a bunch of things in this chest. You really want to go through and pick them out one by one. Honestly, it's fine if a lot of people are really fast at it, but I like this next mod. It's called Mouse Tweaks, and you literally just kind of right click or shift click and go brrrr, and it adds it to the chest, or vice versa. It just makes editing, grabbing things from a chest so much faster. Let's go ahead and grab this stuff here. and I think it'll just throw it into any form that you throw up there. And it just makes things a lot quicker, makes gameplay a lot more fun in the sense that you're not clicking 1, 2, 3, 4 items at a time. You just grab everything and go. Especially if you're in a hurry, you're underwater in a chest, and you're trying to grab all the things from a chest from a sunken ship or something. You can just grab it all and go. Yes, you can break the chest too, but that takes longer underwater. Now you have all these things, all the food, and you have all the things from mystical agriculture, and you want to put them somewhere. Yeah, this is the uppers and lower cabinets I was talking about earlier. This is called storage drawers, and they do exactly what they call for. They store things, and they store a great deal of them, and you can increase the amount they can hold to almost infinite. Yeah, you can hold almost infinite amounts of things in these, and they're fantastic. And if you had a bunch of items, like say if I would take them and I would put them in this controller, or I could throw them in this hopper right here. And it would automatically throw them from the hopper into this controller and automatically put them in the next blank space. And it would stack them. So if I right click on this, you can see that there's 4 of these in here, and 1 shovel. I can go get more shovels here. If you put a chest on top of this as well, you just throw stuff into the chest, goes to the hopper, goes directly into there. Now, if I right click on this, shift right click on this, you can see that there's 8 items in there, and you can upgrade this to have more items in there. I'll show you guys the sub menu for this for storage drawers. Here are the upgrades. You can upgrade the items to 8 times the base value, 16 times the base value, and 32 times the base value, which is a lot. You can stack these in each one multiple times. I don't know why you'd want to reduce the amount. You can lock them, and then you can have different types of wood for different types of looks, like the crimson drawers and the warp drawers and whatnot. So you can make things look pretty cool from the natural woods that are out available in the world. I like it because it looks like you have a library of things. You can see exactly what you have. And you right click and shift, and you can see the amount of items you have and if you need to go get more stock. I do wish it showed the number of the item on the bottom of each storage drawer, like the quantity. That would be kind of cool, but you do have to right click and shift to see the items of those. Now you have all these items, you have all the stuff stored, and you have all these mods. Now you want to build things, but it just gets to be daunting. What are the recipes for some of this stuff? Well, if you hit I, you've noticed here when I've hit my inventory, you'll see this menu on the right-hand side. This is called JEI, just enough items, and it shows you every item in the game, including every modded item, and how to make that item, if it's craftable. Like this is a stack of potatoes, gives you a potato crate. A stack of tomatoes gives you a tomato crate. To make this stew, you need berries, a smoked ham, some honey, some rice, and a bowl. That's fantastic. Also for these, it shows you exactly what to craft in that altar I showed you guys a little while ago. You put the prosperity seed in the center, you surround it by Imperium essences, and you get yourself a Constantine seed, whatever. But the recipes for all these are right here. Some of them are a little more tricky to get, meaning expensive, but nonetheless, they are attainable. And you can see what the recipes are for some of these, for these augments as well. One of the elements that I like in this game, it brings an element of creepiness to the game, is graveyards. You can see all the mobs that are over here right now. This is a small graveyard. It's not a very big one at that, but all these graves and things have loot in them. And what does it say? Here lies Jaden 1213. Yeah. So it has gravestones, candles. There are a lot of mobs. There are also upgraded mobs from this particular mod. Some of these different skeleton shapes that you'll see on the ground, including the wither skeleton shapes, as well as some of these urns that usually have pretty good loot in them too, if you are lucky enough to find them naturally. What this also brings to the game is more mobs. Guys like this skeleton creeper, who's super freaking eerie. Look at his eyes. Oh my goodness. This guy here, Acolyte. And then we have ourselves a ghoul, which comes out of the ground. And these guys are terrifying. Look at them. Got ourselves a Reaper, which are little ghosts, and they're kind of creepy. They all do a fair amount of damage. This is a Revenant, which is just a skeleton version of that zombie skeleton looking thing. We have a Nightmare. which is, yeah, that's pretty creepy. A wraith. We got ourselves a corrupt pillager. And last but not least, we got a corrupt vindicator. These guys are absolutely terrifying, and when you run into them naturally in the world, yeah, you tend to run because they are so freaking creepy. They just sound so creepy. All right. Along with graveyards, there's one mod, but I don't seem to see it fluttering around as much right now. It's called Illuminations, and it should bring like little spirit things, little orbs and whatnot to the game. All right, so this is like the larger graveyard. You can see here the illuminations are actually working. You can see like these little spirits floating around. Look really freaking cool. Bring a little more ambiance to, especially the spookiness of the graveyards themselves. But it does bring it to the regular world as well. And they just look really freaking neat. Look like fairies and things flying around the forests. And just look really, just add a little extra flair to the game. Absolutely love these. Graveyards also has an add-on, but it's a separate mod altogether called Graveyard Biomes, and it does stuff like this. It brings things like the reef up above ground, and it makes the forest area look a little creepier, a little more dead, but not like totally terrifying or anything. But it does add a little extra to the game. But nonetheless, it's just another addition to the graveyards mod that makes it a little more fun, a little more interesting, brings some life to the game, should I say. Now that you have all these great places to go visit, like some of these graveyards and whatnot, and you notice these beacons that I have lying around, these are from a mod called Journey Maps. And I absolutely love Journey Maps because if I hit J right now, it gives me all the areas I've actually been to. I can zoom in and zoom out. And I can kind of zoom in pretty tight to show me things that are a little closer. And it also gives me all the mobs. And I can turn these on and off. And the ones you kind of want to steer clear of, especially if you see a large patch somewhere like around that graveyard, that is just not going to be a good time for you if you're not prepared to attack said, say, giant group of mobs. If I wanted to place a beacon down right here or a marker down right here, I would press B and it would give me the coordinate, or I would change the name to here I am, and it would leave me a marker or whatever color I chose to be at this specific location. What's Minecraft if you can't have yourself another dimension to go to, because that just makes the game that much more interesting. You basically get yourself a 2x2 thing of water surrounded by flowers, and this needs to be dirt or grass or anything along those lines, and then you're going to throw a diamond in there, and boom, you got yourself a portal to the Twilight Forest. And we are in the Twilight Forest, and this is another, and oh, there's some of the orbs here. Okay, that's cool. So there are a bunch of different biomes here. There are a bunch of really deadly mobs here, as well as some really cool, passive mobs in this dimension. You have to be really careful. There is so much that'll kill you here. It's nuts. But there are a lot of different things to explore, a bunch of new things to see, as well as a bunch of these mobs. We are in the Twilight Forest right now. As you can see here, this is completely different from a standard biome, and there are a bunch of ruins like this and this throughout the world, and there is a bunch of loot here, as well as these wonderful spawners. Be really careful, be prepared when you jump into the Twilight Forest, but nonetheless, it's a lot of fun to kind of just explore and see all the different kinds of new biomes, as well as some of the new dungeons. There are some really massive dungeons here that you could check out, as well as a lot of these little ruined structures that are throughout the world or throughout the map. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. These are my 10 choices currently for the mods of the week. If you guys, these are currently my 10 choices of mods that work really well together. I hope you guys enjoy them. If you guys want to see any one mod specifically in a mod review over the rest of them for a more in-depth version of it, let me know in the comment section below. Or if you want to see any other mods in any future top 10 mod reviews, let me know as well. And don't forget to hit like if you liked. And if you are enjoying this type of content, feel free to follow along. It's free to do. And we're trying to grow the channel. I need your help in order to do that. So yeah, till next time, guys. See ya.